What's up, Juventus? Welcome back to the AJC, your channel dedicated to Juventus. Well, Juve being robbed or just facing a reality that just not good enough. Fans split after yet another disappointing draw, this time in the 1-1 against Fiorentina yesterday. There's a lot to discuss, a lot to break down. Obviously, controversy and frustrations, a lot almost like at a boiling point for the fan base right now when you've got 2 wins in your past 13 matches and 5th draw of the season. There is nowhere to hide for anybody involved, and we're gonna have a fiery one. I'm just gonna start off by saying, god damn, I miss victory shows. But I got Cliff with me, and we're gonna go through this one and tackle everything that was 1-1 in Fiorentina versus Juve. Cliff, how you doing today, brother?
A little disappointed with the result, but it's another day. We're really happy to be here. It's going to be a fun time. Appreciate all the Juventini. We're going to bring some positivity to the Calcio world today, even though we got a draw. So ready to get
Well, I
into it.
mean, I gotta try and have a little bit of fun out of it because it hasn't been fun watching them. I'll be quite honest. And but
hmm
there was some mixed feelings there around this one, and we're gonna tackle it all together. And we're not gonna waste any time. We're gonna get to it. But I will say what's up to everybody that's in the chat right now. As Robert Music, Alex P, Mitch is in there, Trimboli in here, Magical Realism, great to see you in there. Opa in here, Frank, it's great to see you all. Tony Roast Beef, yeah, we're not having fun. No, we aren't having fun. It is a disjointed mess. Yes, Magical Realism. Guys, we're going to tackle it all, and we'll be able to all share our opinions, and all of you as well, with what we're doing. All right. Much love, Frank. Okay. Good morning, Elder. Okay. Let's get into it. Starting lineup, starting 11. Di Gregorio, Kalulu, Kelly in the heart of the back three. When it was projected to be Gatti, that was one of the few changes we saw from the projected lineup. Cope Miners continuing at left center back. Across the middle, Cambiaso, Locatelli, Thuram, Kostic, McKennie, and Yildiz up advanced just behind Dusan Vlahovic. So that was the starting lineup. For me, I mean, I had a couple things. Omer and Skanga didn't really have an issue with the lineup. I did. And I said I had a little concern about Kelly, but I can understand whatever you're going through this. I mean, I said between him, Gatti, and Kalulu, they all have mistakes in them. So it's kind of like a pick your poison moment, and whatever you see in training, you kind of run with. But I really didn't like not seeing Moretti in this game from the start, because I said this game is going to scream to me a team that's going to clamp down in Fiorentina, look to run back at you and just strike vertically and quickly. I'd want somebody that can operate in there and at least find pockets of space to try and connect things a little bit better. And we've seen McKennie do that as early as the Torino match, and it was a disaster. I wouldn't have followed up with that. That's just me. I said if you wanted McKennie in there, I would have played him at one of the outside positions and probably sacked Kostic. And in the end, Kostic is the one that gets the goal. But that's all I thought at the starting lineup. Any quick thoughts from you when you saw that starting 11, Cliff?
Well, first off, my boy Kostic with another goal. In terms of that lineup, really the only thing that sticks out to me, like you said, not having Miretti in there, because I think he's been screaming to get some minutes. Not literally screaming, but in terms of, him just coming back, I think he fits Spalletti's system really well. So that kind of sticks out to me at first. Also, I think again, like I've said, like I love Cambiaso on the right. I want to keep seeing him on the right. I think he fits best on that side. Kelly was an interesting choice in the middle, but he didn't do half bad. I think he was fine. So those are kind of my quick thoughts just on the lineup.
Yeah. Now, let's get to the highlights. We're going to run through this. So 13th minute in. Credit to Locatelli for actually playing a freaking direct ball, a long ball forward, finding Vlahovic. But Vlahovic, he had little service in this game. Everything he got, he made for himself. And this was one of those. Back heel Meg on Mari. And then goes around him. And it's called. It's immediately called by Doveri. And then VAR looks at it I thought they were looking at the position and they were going to bring it back to where the foul first occurred. They actually overturn it for a foul on Dusan Vlahovic, claiming that he was clenching Mari and then took Mari to the ground. This, for me, is absolutely ridiculous because it's two players jostling as they do at the start. Where it ends up is Vlahovic, and I mean, yeah, you could see Mari's shirt getting pulled too because you could see it. You could look the way his name is stretched and everything like that. But I'm sorry, that's two guys jostling, and Mari's all over the guy. And if you watch the opening 13 minutes, this guy was all over him from the get-go. And he was all over him after this play too. The fact he went through this game, like, pretty much unscathed when it comes to cards is wild to me. But this is a PK all day, every day, twice on Sunday. Cliff, it's a PK.
Yeah. Yeah, you said it perfectly. You see the jostling, you can see like it's a 50-50. They're both going for the ball, but if you look at the end of like if you watch the live video at the end of it, not only does Mari pull him down, you see he does catch Dusan's leg at the end of it as well. So I don't see any, I don't see why it wouldn't be a penalty. It just seems too clear to me. Like Mari does pull him down. I think that's like when to play slightly devil's advocate, Dusan is grabbing the kit of Mari, but you see in the end of it, Mari pulls him down and catches him on his ankle or on his leg. So it's a penalty for me, clearly.
The biggest thing out of this whole thing that nobody was really touching on or talking about is the fact that Doveri makes the call on the field based on what he saw. VAR is not intended to replace the referees. That is not clear and obvious error. That is the official seeing that play as it stood. Punto basta. It's over. He calls PK. It's done. He sees the play and makes his judgment. It's not a play where VAR steps in to say, no, you've made a mistake. No way. It's garbage. It's absolute garbage.
I think we're making a mockery of what VAR should be. Like, this is not what VAR was intended to do. It was supposed to make the game more clear, fix mistakes that were happening on the pitch. This was not a mistake. This was a call that was made by the ref, like you said, Al, and VAR basically jumped in and said, no, we're going to call it differently how you saw it, and it wasn't a clear and obvious error.
Yeah, it was shocking stuff. Now, what ensued was just full effect Serie A's, okay? Because at the same time, these guys are taking forever. They can't get a call right. Meanwhile, you've got, like, when I tell you I hope Fiorentina gets relegated, it is so high up there on my Christmas wish list this season. I'm telling you, man, okay? They're classless ass fans with the racist terms directed towards Vlahovic, who is one of your ex-players, by the way, okay? Absolutely ridiculous. No shame. Fans in the stands flashing photos of Liverpool's crest to Juventini that were at the game making the traveling. You know what that's mocking and what that's intending when people lost their lives. These guys are absolute trash and filth. See you later. I hope they get relegated. I wish our team had the balls to have some type of feeling, some type of emotion from Juve towards all these asshats around the league. But we couldn't do it. But that was an absolute joke, okay? How he handled a yellow card to Fagioli too with the long talking at the start. Doveri was a shit show this game. Yesterday in the pregame, I was almost taken aback when Omer said that he's the best ref Italy's got. And I'm like, dude, that's not saying much. He might be, but they're all trash. This was a horrific performance from Doveri from start to finish. But that just doesn't work for me, and it should never work for Juve as an excuse. Because we made a living. We made a living off letting the other teams be the ones bitching and complaining about officials. Because in the end, losers make excuses and winners win. Juve can't be bothered by what is out of their hands and what is out of their control. So when you miss this PK, the immediate thing I said on the watch along is Juve cannot fall victim to feeling sorry for themselves and feeling bad for themselves, because I've seen it way too often over the past 5 seasons. Stop getting down on these moments. Stop sulking, pissing, moaning. Fight. Make it fuel you. That's what we need to be. That's what we always were. And that's what I'm waiting to see out of this team. And that's why I'm not sympathetic to not getting a PK call 13 minutes into the game. It's annoying. It's bullshit. But you got to move on. Agree, Cliff?
Yeah, I do agree. I think the Fino alla fine mentality seems to have been lost at some point along the road the last couple of years, and I want to see that come back. We've seen it on a handful of occasions, but not nearly as consistently as I would like to see it. Going back to the comments you made before, referees around the league, I want to be super clear, terrible across the board. All the referees in Serie A have been abysmal. And then also to the racist abuse to Vlahovic, that's unacceptable. I don't want to make a generalization and say all Fiorentina fans, but clearly the ones that were at the stadium were just abhorrent and very poor behavior, despicable behavior. And we condone that, or we don't condone that, I should say. So yeah, I want to get that off my chest. But Fino alla fine mentality needs to come back. That's what this team is missing right now.
I wish I had the answer immediately to how to get it back, but we're going to get more into this after the highlights. So 13th minute shambles there from the officials. 24th minute, Keenan Space running at Cope Miners absolutely hammers one off the bar short side. We come through unscathed. Warning shot fired there. 34th minute, Vlahovic again in the thick of it here. This one all alone. You gotta find a way to get this in the back of the net.
This bothered me. This bothered me. This was like,
and he's not the only guy. I mean, this season, Openda, David, these guys with sitters to their names. But he beats De Gea, and then in the end, gets a shove on the back from Pongracic that throws him off just enough, takes him close to the byline, and he can't turn it into the goal. It's got to go in. You absolutely have to find a way to put this thing in the back of the net. This one stings. Absolutely stings.
You know what bothers me is that's also on his left foot. There's no excuse. You're taking it on your left foot. If you're a competent striker, you're one-on-one with the goalie, you just slot your corner and you finish it. I don't know why I get why he tried to go around the keeper, but it's if you're a competent striker, you take a touch and you rip that. You don't try to go around the keeper. You're not Openda. Openda has the pace where he could do that. Vlahovic, you should just pick your corner and finish it. So that's like a pro club's miss right there, where your whole team just starts ragging on you.
Man, it's just I'm not even bothered that he tried to go around. He went to a strong foot, to a strong side there. It's just you just got to have the composure to take a good enough touch where you can set up just to turn and fire. It's mind-blowing, man. It's mind-blowing. That's a big one there. Anyways, we walk away 0-0 still. And in the end of this, we get 6 minutes of added time to end the half. And Vlahovic actually gets an assist off his ass. Okay, a block shot from Locatelli, blocked by his ass, hits Kostic at his feet, and Kostic rips it from range. And this one caught De Gea, and it was right in the corner, dipping. Hell of a shot there. 1-0 Juve. You still come away 1-0 at the half, and I'll be quite honest. I mean, I wasn't very impressed with the first half. I mean, it was kind of scattered. We didn't create nearly enough. Our best chances, that chance that Vlahovic had, was still out of nothing. That was a long ball forward from Di Gregorio that Vlahovic made Mari look absolutely stupid on. And Mari is shocking. He's horrid, you guys.
Mm-hmm.
I can't stress this enough. People that were trying to credit Fiorentina, I don't know if you're just trying to make yourself feel better about this performance from Juve, but they are awful defensively.
Mm-hmm.
Awful defensively. You've got Mari, who's brutal. Okay, Pongracic is just physical, but he's clumsy as hell. Ranieri is Ranieri. This is the worst defensive side in the league. They're also winless. Like, that's all we could create was whatever Vlahovic made out of his own. There was a couple scrambled shots from the top of the area. Nothing worth mentioning. That ain't good enough. For me, it's like, guys, go at them. Go at them. Now, halftime. 2 minutes out of it. Mandragora with an absolute blast. Like, so again, sloppy play in the middle of the park. Everyone's after Thuram. He tries, I assume he's trying to head it back to one of our CBs. Gets it all wrong. Keane takes it. But the fight back for the ball was pathetic. And nobody pounced. Nobody does anything. And to be fair, Mandragora is close to like 30 yards out here. He's close to 30 yards out here, but he absolutely drills this thing. Absolutely drills this thing. And in the end, still looking at, here you could see it. Di Gregorio pulls his hand back, but you could see it here.
He's not saving that.
When I saw this replay, I was like, man, that's a lot closer to center than I thought. But then when you freeze frame it, like, dude, he ain't getting to that. He pulls his arm back because he just ain't getting to that. And you could say, what are you going to say? Like, anticipate a little better or dive, or like, if he stretches that arm, if you're looking at that arm there, he still ain't touching this thing.
Yeah.
It was an absolute rocket. I'll give credit to Mandragora. Yeah, maybe Di Gregorio can like try to lunge out there and hop quicker off the initial shot. I don't know. It's an absolute bullet. But we got bigger problems. I'll say that because Di Gregorio actually makes a big save following that up on a Moise Kean shot. Like, literally 3 minutes later.
Mm-hmm.
A low rip going far post. Like, he got down quick and made that save. Otherwise, guys, you're down. You're down 2-1. He doesn't make that one. 79th minute. Chico, lively as always, after he comes in there of sub. Gets behind the defense, centers it. McKennie with a header. Way too close to De Gea, who's like 10 feet tall. And he parries that one over his bar. It ends there. 1-1 draw. I was furious at this game. But some say it was a good performance. And Juve's hard done by. Hard done by or hard reality? Excuses or reality? Where are we at? We're going to get into it, everybody. We're going to get into it right now. I'm going to hit you with the stats first. So you have 59% possession in favor of Juve. 2 big chances created for Juve. None created by Fiorentina. 11 attempts for them, 17 attempts for Juve. If maybe you're looking at those stats and you're thinking about the big chances created, you're maybe thinking, yeah, hard done by plus a PK we should have got. Okay, maybe that's what you're going on. But I'll be quite honest, they still ripped one off the bar. They still had opportunities to take the lead after we went level and whatnot. Our second half, I thought, was brutal until some of the subs came in. Subs that we called for earlier that might have come a little bit later. Okay? But that's your stat line. And I'm going to finish with just this. This is your player ratings, just to guide some of the discussion afterwards. Di Gregorio 6.6. Kalulu 7.2. Huh? Kelly 6.9. Bump that up. Co Minor 6.9. Cambiasso 6.5. Dump that down. Locatelli 7.8. Nobody on this squad comes close to a 7.8. Sorry. Thuram 6.5. Kostic 7, even with the goal. McKennie 6.9. Uh-uh. Yildiz, 6.6? Uh-uh. No. Vlahovic, 6.6? I'll leave it there. I'll actually leave it there. But now, let's get into it. I'm going to start with a question guided for you on this one. What was your actual true storyline of the match? As many seemed conflicted as to whether they were robbed, they were hard done by, or is it hard reality? What's your kind of true storyline of the match? And give me some of your outlying thoughts, Cliff.
My true headliner of this match is lack of finishing instinct. I think that's something that we lack. You could clearly see, I mean, I think that Dusan no goal, like not being able to finish that goal, I think that just tells the story of the entire match. You have a opportunity on a platter, and you're supposedly a top striker, and you can't slot that in. I think Moise Kean, I think we look like idiots in this match. You see, he just looked like he was ready to rip it so many more times. Like I want a striker who's ready to just let loose. Our players just seem to take that extra touch too many instead of just taking a touch and finishing. So I think it's just that killer mentality is what we're missing out on in this team, especially from the striker position. So that's kind of my overall kind of headline. But everybody was saying we played well. They're in fairyland. We did not play well. We had our moments where we played decent. 1-2 passing looked good at times, but overall just not good enough against a piss poor Fiorentina side. With all due respect to the team, just not nearly good enough. You should be trouncing this team 3-1. With that fantastic goal from Mandragora, you should be killing this team with potentially a penalty. If Vlahovic scored, that should be a 3-1 match, and there were plenty of other opportunities that we could have scored from.
Yeah.
Very disappointed from the result. I mean, you're probably lucky to get a draw out of this match, to be honest, the way we played. So just not good enough.
I mean, you could, if you want to play the fortune game, you can go back and forth. Yeah. Fiorentina, I mean, unlucky to hit the bar on the Kean rip. A good stop from Di Gregorio there. And then on our side, okay, yeah, you put a header that's pretty damn close to De Gea, who's a big and solid keeper. You've got missed chances there. You want to talk about the PK. Okay, well, that's under the assumption that we step up and bury it. And then, okay, so we score. Does that ultimately mean that we keep firing and we go for more goals, or do we clamp down and that just forces Fiorentina to come at us quicker and maybe they get to us quicker? Like, it's all speculative. Speculative doesn't do shit for the standings. That's the bottom line. And if you're looking at this Fiorentina team and you're thinking that, oh, look at their scores, they're all close. They're all close with the teams that they are probably in the realm of. When you're looking at the teams that Juve wants to be in with, they've all beat them. Milan beat them. Napoli trounced them 3-1. Inter beat them 3-0. Like, Milan beat them. Roma beat them. If you want to be in the mix with those teams, up in that range of the table, you find a way to win this game, and you don't make excuses. I don't want these players feeling sorry for themselves, because I'll be quite honest, they don't deserve to have anybody feeling sympathetic to them. They just haven't been good enough. The true story of this game for me is not that Juve is hard done by. Bullshit. You want to play the fortune game? Fortune favors the brave. The true storyline for me is that this team is scared. Fear runs rampant through these players. They seem fearful to me to make a mistake. That's how I feel watching this team. It feels like all these guys that are supposed to be key players for this team, they don't have the balls. They don't have the courage to try and make something happen, and they just keep passing it off to the next guy. And in the end, you get that clusterfuck of a match where nobody ends up doing anything. And nobody is playing with any type of risk to their game. Fortune favors the brave. Throw the ball in the mixer. Play those vertical passes. Ask questions of defenses. But they all want to piss around. They want to play like ball at the feet and depend on one or two guys here. Garbage. It's garbage football. That's why we look broken as a team, because you just keep calling on the same individuals, and these guys don't have the balls. Sit them down. I'm at a point where if you have to make some stances to even sacrifice some points in doing so, sacrifice a point in a draw because these guys have no balls? Do it. Start playing guys that are actually going to play with some goddamn coglioni out there, because I've seen enough. You have 5 guys in that lineup that were nothing to that game. That's not good enough, and I don't care who you play. Cambiasso, garbage. Thuram has been a ghost for a while. Yesterday, Yildiz was ghosting. I would have taken him out. Kostic, other than that goal, garbage. Garbage, guys. Not good enough. It's not good enough. It's not good enough.
You got to set a standard.
The truth is fear. This team is fearful. They can't handle it. And I don't know how you shake that up, but for me, it's play the other guys behind them and get some goddamn confidence, because they lack confidence. They're fearful.
You know what I was going to say? I think somebody who came into that match and really showed, some passion and some fight was Cabal. When they put Cabal in, I was really happy with how he came on. And I want to see him start more from the get-go, whether that's from a left center back position or from if you play a 4-back, playing him at left back. I want to see more of him. I mean, when he's healthy, I think Cabal is probably our best fullback, to be like a true fullback who can play defensive. And then even he was making runs forward and joining the attack. Like, I really like what I saw from Cabal.
We talked a lot about Cabal during the watch along, because a lot of people were, well, even in the pregame yesterday, because a lot of people were, I feel like they don't remember that he was actually playing really well before his injury and stuff. And he's a good mix of everything. But again, he's got to get back fit and get in there. But Cabal looked good. He looked good. He looked much better than his first showing when he re-aggravated an injury there earlier this season. But we got to get these guys comfortable. And the guys need the competition. I'm sorry. But we need these guys to play. And Miretti, let's talk about some of the performances. Give me who would you name man of the match in this game if you had to for Juve?
It's really tough. I mean, geez.
I don't think it's tough for me, man. I think I'd give it to Lloyd Kelly if I had to be honest, just because I think he had the cleanest game out of anybody that was out there.
Yeah, I guess you have to give it to Kelly. I mean, I'm frustrated with him.
I think he's the only player out there that comes close to a 7 rating in that game.
Yeah, probably.
Be Kelly.
Yeah, probably. I would go Kelly man of the match. You know what also frustrated me? I just want to add this in, is when you see Yildiz on the corner, like trying to cook his man and try to get the ball in the box. The guys who are in the box, Vlahovic and whoever else, they're just standing there, and I don't see anybody like moving towards the near post to receive a ball to try to head it in. I just see a lot of stagnation, and that really bothers me. It's like you should be very active in the box, and you should be the one initiating the move so that your player can look up and see, oh, he's making a run to the near post. I should play in the ball. Like, that also really bothers me. I see this lack of instinct from these guys who are playing higher up the pitch.
I just, the lack of movement, the lack of ideas, the lack of creation, and again, the guys that are so fearful to pull the trigger. That's why I liked Miretti's entrance into the game.
Yeah, he looked ready.
It frustrates me because you talk about the game plan going into this game. What do you expect from Fiorentina? How should we counteract them? I saw it as a perfect match for Miretti. I see some of the comments saying, well, Miretti did more than Locatelli when he stepped in. I said this when the rumors were coming out that Miretti was going to be the director ahead of the defense. Not the right call. Locatelli's the one deep lying. Miretti's the one advanced. Miretti is so good at finding those pockets. It's that next link up. People are taking Locatelli's job for what it isn't. on this team. It's up to the other guys. The problem is you've got McKennie acting as a 10. He ain't a 10. And the other problem is Thuram is ghosting. Ghosting since the Inter match, everybody.
Yeah. I would consider I'm sorry, Al. I was gonna say I would consider a Miretti, Loca, and McKennie midfield. Just try them three in the midfield and not have McKennie so high up and have him be like your box to box midfielder and try that out for a match, see how it goes.
Yeah, it's just when I look at performances, man, Miretti could be, he's needed in this team to get a couple starts here. He's absolutely needed. I look at yesterday's game. Cambiasso was shocking. Holy smokes. Piss poor passing. Just no bravery to his game. No courage whatsoever. Kostic is Kostic. Scored a great goal. Thank you. But I'm not convinced and I don't like it. And I think Cabal is probably where I'd start looking on the left side. McKennie ran the circumference of the earth without doing anything on the pitch. It's crazy. It's actually insane. Ran the circumference of the earth without doing a single thing on the pitch. One header in the 79th minute or something. It's got to be better. You can't have that many guys ghosting. And when you talk about this and performances, are there guys you are legitimately concerned about? Because there are some key players taking serious heat. But is there like... what's your concern level? Because obviously the main guys would be Thuram, Yildiz, Cambiasso. Are you concerned about any? Are you concerned about all?
So I think let me start with one of them that really concerns me is Cambiasso. When the match started, like I see him getting forward and he put some good crosses. He had some good instincts to put some balls in the box early on. But then I think after like the first like 15 or 20 minutes, he kind of disappeared. And it's like, why can't we see him do that throughout the course of a match? Because I think that's his like he reminds me of a Walmart Trent Alexander-Arnold. He's that guy who's going to try to pick out passes from the back and put in crosses. He's not a defensive player. He's the guy who's going to push up the pitch and add to the attack when he can and maybe sometimes pinch into the midfield. But, he does find crosses, occasionally, and then he just disappears. That's what bothers me about Cambiasso because he can be a really, really good like outside wing back, outside mid type player, but he's not a right back. That's the thing. He's not a true right back, which is kind of what we need right now. We need that defensive presence back there. Kalulu kind of bothers me at times. Kalulu is a purely defensive center back, but he looks super uncomfortable on the ball. He looks very, very scared at times. That's why, like we've said, Spalletti put Coop Miners in the back because he brings a little bit more composure on the ball from a center back position. But yeah, just there's too many players who I have questions about, and I would say the main ones are Cambiasso, Kalulu, and I think Vlahovic right now, just from a confidence standpoint, from a finishing standpoint, he just doesn't look confident. Like he does everything in the build up, right? Like we said, like he had these beautiful back heels cooking his defenders and then just can't slot it in. It's like you're paid to do one thing, and that's get the ball in the goal. So those are probably the three players who right now like really are on the top of my list that very much concern me.
Yeah. If I'm going to say this right now, I'm super concerned with Thuram. Thuram is probably the player I'm most concerned with. Even in games where people were really hyping, it's like, I'm like, guys, he still had a massive spell in some of his good games where he was just non-existent. Like literally non-existent. He's got to find a way to impact games. This is my whole issue with this whole midfield discussion. When people want to slam Locatelli, it's hilarious to me because I'm like, that's not his job in this setup. You're playing a three-man middle of the park. Like McKennie's the advanced one. McKennie's getting forward. Thuram is expected to drive out of the midfield. That's part of his game too. But he ain't doing it. He ain't offering anything advanced. Miretti was. Because that was one of his jobs. It comes down to guys not doing their job. But if you're looking at a defensive midfielder and you're like, he's not doing enough. What do you mean? Slowing down our game? No, our game is slow because there's no off the ball movement. That's what's slowing our game down. Is everybody wants the
Hmm.
ball to feed and everybody's showing. How many times do you want to freeze frame yesterday's game and look at players lined up vertically up the pitch, one in front of the other on the sideline? What does that do for your game? Where do you want them to go with the ball? What do you want us to do? What do you want anybody to do?
Hmm. Yeah, I
Our
think
game
I
is
think
slow
something
because
about it.
these guys just, I can't figure out why they don't know how to create space and attack it.
Yeah, there were multiple times where I see, say, Kalulu or somebody in the back just begging for someone to come to the ball, and I want someone to be sprinting up and like putting their hands out, say, "Give me the ball." I want someone to be demanding the ball to take on that responsibility of trying to progress the ball forward, and nobody's doing that. People are just waiting for the ball to go side to side, and it's really frustrating because I would say a great example is Spain. You look at Spain, you see the midfielders demand the ball. They come towards and they demand the ball because they want to play 1-2 quick touch football. And I don't see Juve doing that right now. And I think that's what Spalletti wants to try to implement in terms of his ideology.
Man, I don't know what the hell he's trying to implement because this was a week after an international break.
Yeah.
And everyone was expecting changes. Everyone was expecting, okay, now we can start going. This might as well have been the last ball dude that was on the sideline because
Yeah.
it's all been the same and it's been the same calls with the same players. But I can't fathom why the ideas, why the lack of, it's all similar. There's no off the ball movement. There's no 1-2s. And the biggest thing I see is the gap. The gap between the players is insane.
Hmm.
So these guys get the ball on the flank. You already have guys taken off. How's he going to get the ball to you? Nobody
Hmm.
hangs back for a 1-2 on the middle with those outside players. So even if Cambiaso's on a pretty nothing performance, everyone's abandoning, like not making sense of when they do want to make movements or whatever. And it's like we get stuck with these guys that believe they're playing forward. Okay, so I have to get up there. They just get up there before we even build up as a team. But you watch that game, and we had a couple opportunities to hit back at Fiorentina. We stood still on the ball at the halfway line and just waited. I could have grabbed everything on this desk at that moment and just like destroyed it, thrown it out this window next to me. Like, you stand still and stop on a counter attacking scenario.
It would have made for great content, though, if you did that. That would have been fantastic.
Yeah, the better content would have been what my wife would have done to me if I actually did that. That would have been the better content.
Berto's wife beats him live on YouTube.
What do you think the biggest flaw out of this match was for Juve? What do you think like the biggest flaw right now stinging Juve is if you had to pick one, Cliff?
I
Chat,
think
what do
it's
you
just
think the biggest flaw right now with this Juve is? Because we are a flawed team. This is not two wins out of the past 13. That last match against Inter, two wins since in 13 matches. It ain't
it's
cutting it.
it's so it's so tough because the thing is, I don't think there's a wrong answer. There's so many things you can point towards. You could say the pace of play. You could say constantly wanting to play out of the back. When Di Gregorio showed us a great example. If you just boot the ball and you find Vlahovic, you can make some good things happen. The finishing from the strikers. I think I think you have to point to the finishing. I think the finishing is the most important because at the end of the day, the game has not changed. The goal is to score as many goals against your opponent as possible. Juve cannot do that right now at a high clip. So I think if you have to pick one thing that's just glaring me in the face, it's just lack of goal production. I think we keep going back to the early to mid 2010s teams because the midfielders were scoring as many goals as our strikers do right now. Like it's just insane. Like the clip that we used to be able to score at, how much creation we were able to do from the midfield to the wings to the center of the pitch. Like there were so many ways we could score from, and now it's just very predictable. It's like Yildiz cuts in and scores, or you put a cross in and Vlahovic gets a header. Like there's no creativity. There's no, you know, difference in terms of how we score goals. It's either a banger or it's a tap in. It's like there's no, you know what I'm talking about? There's no like teams aren't scared of how Juve is going to score because it's very
I
predictable.
the finishing has been bad, but we also, we don't create enough.
Hmm.
I feel like we don't create enough for me to say that that's the biggest like flaw with the team. Like
Hmm.
17 shots yesterday in a stat line with is a flattering
Yeah.
stat line when you look
Hmm.
at the shot quality and the shot selection and whatnot. It's kind of flattering. And I said that even with the Torino match, I was like, man, they're really the stats tell a different story than if you
Hmm.
actually watch that game. There wasn't much there. I I don't know. I look at how many back post crosses we sent yesterday with nobody there. Like the bravery to send numbers and maybe trust your defenders a little more and like put teams under. I don't know. I think the biggest flaw, if I still had to say is one, it's still the mentality. We are fragile. We are a
Hmm.
fragile team. I see, sadly, a lot of similarities between the Azzurri and Juve. I see a
Yeah.
lot of similarities there. I see a team that
Hmm.
is just like year in, year out searching. Like we're just searching. Who are we? What are we trying to be? What are we trying to do? And you've got nobody that's like coming in that can actually like hone in on this group of guys. And if it doesn't change, guess what? You might have to blow it up. You might have
Yeah.
to blow it up. But I talked a bit on the yesterday's pregame show about the links between the Azzurri and Juve, and they've always been strong because they've always started with the same ideology, which is solid at the back. It all starts there because if you
Hmm.
clean up some of the garbage that you're leaking and the garbage goal, like how many goals this season are easily avoidable? A lot of
Hmm.
them. A lot of them are easily avoidable. You
Yeah.
get solid at the back, it all starts from there.
I think
And
something,
we're too
Berto,
leaky.
I was just say something that really sticks out to me is there's no we talked about this before, but I want to say it clearly is like there's no identity. We're not a defensive team. We're not a hard-working team. We're not an attacking team. Like there's no clear identity to what this team wants to be. Like there's and I know Spalletti, we still need to give him some time to see how this team forms, but there seems to be no clear idea of what this team is. Like if you just want to outscore teams, okay, that's great, but where is the idea of wanting to outscore teams, putting numbers forward and just attacking, without regard for defense? Where is the old Juve teams just defending 1-0 leads and doing that? Like, where's the passion and the fight? Like, there's no clear indicator of what this team wants to be, and that's what's really frustrating because if you pick an identity and you stick with that and it's not working, okay, at least committed to something. There's no commitment to anything, which is extremely frustrating.
Yeah, these guys, I mean, they gotta, they just gotta sack up. I'm just gonna say it. Like, that's all you could say. They gotta sack up. These guys are weak. You wanna try and build an identity, you wanna try and build something. You've got core guys. Guys that we've asked the question over the past couple seasons, like, who do you see as the core players? They're not delivering. They're
Hmm.
just not. And they're fearful to do so. But something's going on at Juve too because there's a lot of players that leave here that end up looking a different
Yeah.
player. And that's been happening quite a bit as of late now.
Hmm.
You have to start looking inwards as to what exactly is the issue. What exactly is happening? How are these guys being prepared? Are they being prepared properly? Are they ready for what's to come? Are we recruiting proper guys? Guys that will fit the mold of what you're trying to do. What are you trying to do? But for me, the spine isn't anywhere near strong enough starting at the back. And
Hmm.
it just moves forward. But I think you got to start rocking the boat with these guys because what are you going to do? You've already changed coaches a number of times. You're in the middle of a management change or whatnot, like culture, all that's got to be established and sorted out. That's a given. But right now with the players, rock the boat, man, and start rewarding guys based on merit in training. Guys that, you know what? I've been going to you guys for so long. It's time to switch it up. It just ain't cutting it. And if you still can't deliver after that, then I guess Juve's got a decision to make. Like,
I think
enough's
we I think
enough.
I think maybe we see a shock transfer in the winter market because you saw that capital injection that we got. I would not be surprised if we see a shock transfer of one of our players if somebody starts to hit significant form and we try to sell them, try to bring in some more players.
January is a
It is a really tough time.
shitty time to try and do
It
that,
is.
though. You're
There are a
just
lot of
not.
teams though that are desperate.
Any player worth getting ain't going to be available in January. You're going to be
Hmm.
picking at scraps, or you're getting young guys that are unproven also that you're just taking another shot
Yeah.
in, and you're just going to set them up for the same, thing that we've done to this group of young players, because we have a young roster and they just
Hmm.
have nobody to pull the reins, to steer the ship, to like bear the weight of like on their back. There's nobody there to do that for these guys.
Hmm.
Now you got all these young guys getting absolutely ripped and shredded. Well, it's like, this is why all this time that everybody's screaming for these youngsters, bring all the next gen guys up. Like, yeah, we're going to integrate all these guys year in, year out. That's not Juve. And I do think it's part of what you're seeing. I'm not saying you can't succeed with a younger roster. You could succeed with a younger roster. It's not a high percentage, though.
Yeah.
Typically, the teams that win trophies have a beautiful balance of
Yeah.
experience with those young players. We don't.
I mean, hey, look at Inter, look at Milan, look at Napoli. They have some extremely experienced players. Milan literally brought in a 40-year-old Modric, and he looks like he's 15 years younger, and he's playing phenomenal for them. De Bruyne, before he got hurt with Napoli, was doing great. Maybe Juve looked to bring in a lower cost, more aged, more seasoned, I should say, player who can maybe bring this group together. Somebody who's been proven to win.
Yeah, I mean, we called for that in the summer. A couple things that we called about in the summer. Strengthen up the back line should have been a higher priority, and get some experience in. Get some experience to help the young lads out. We didn't see either as. So again, I'm still going to look at these guys. I don't care if he just got here for the job. Where are your priorities? Where are your priorities, man?
Hmm.
Spalletti says we're still going for the Scudetto. Listen, we're going to talk about this, okay? Because Spalletti, there's a lot going on there with Spalletti too. And he just got here. Obviously, the players have nowhere to hide now with all these coaching changes and everything like that. But Spalletti's words after this game: we made mistakes that we probably shouldn't have made. Asked about Yildiz, we didn't find him often enough. I do agree. In the first half hour, I think he touched the ball twice. Crazy. Not good enough. But also to his accord, get yourself involved. You're not glued somewhere on the pitch. Find those pockets. Get involved. He carries on. We need to raise our level and play more forward. No shit. Our ambition is to fight for the Scudetto. I think I can get the players to give more than they showed today. You just had a break coming off international break. I need to see it, man. Credit to Skanga, even though I hate that he was right, calling a draw and saying we are notorious for down matches after the break. I know Vanoli well. He's a coach who gave them an emotional boost from his passion. He makes players run and fight. We need to go more. We must absolutely raise our level. Vlahovic chance, Dusan is the type of personality where the more he's attacked, the more positive he'll react.
Mm,
Yes and no. Yes and no. I think it depends. But these were Spalletti's words. Let's talk about Spalletti. Because many are willing to just wipe the slate. He just got here. It's third coach in 2 seasons. It's like nobody can say anything about his performance whatsoever. Do you feel that way, Cliff?
I
Like,
mean, for the
can we
most part, I'm
not
willing
say
to give.
anything about Spalletti and his performance?
I mean, I think for the most part, I'm willing to give him the benefit of the doubt because it's literally been what a couple weeks since he was hired. So I do want to give him a bit of the benefit of the doubt. But like at the same time, like some decisions are kind of odd, like taking forever to make a sub, not playing Miretti sooner. There are some questions. I think he does need some more time with this team to understand, you know, who are my reliable players? Who are guys that I need to push a little bit more? Who are guys I need to, you know, ease back a little bit on? Like, I think there's some nuances we still need to wait to see, but I do agree. I think it's like I would say it's like a 75-25 situation where 75% of me wants to say, let's give him a little bit of the benefit of the doubt. 25% of me says, okay, let's give him a little bit of stick here and there for some of the decisions he makes. So I'm not ready to like go all attacking on him and just say, hey, you're doing all this wrong. But I think there are some flaws so far in his tenure. I see someone, Adam Khan, saying Shaka. I wasn't crazy about the Shaka shouts. But I need to say, I mean, Shaka would fit kind of what we want in terms of that seasoned
I
veteran
wanted
who
him
knows,
absolutely on a free or
like
what, 13
he,
mil or something, something stupid,
it
like
makes
some
a,
cheap or like a free. It was like,
yeah,
yeah, bring
it
him
makes a
in,
lot of sense. Makes a lot of sense.
man. Listen, let's get back to Spalletti. So it's simple. You have a job to do, you'll be critiqued. It's really that
Hmm.
simple. I don't give a shit if
Yeah,
you show up. If you showed up yesterday before the match, you still had a job to do as the coach. You still have to prepare the team. You still have to make decisions that impact what happens on the pitch.
hmm,
It's not like, otherwise, what the fuck's the point?
yeah,
Have nobody there. Let the players coach
yeah.
themselves. What are we
I
talking
could coach
about?
him.
Of course you could critique. He has a
Yeah,
job to do. He has a job to do.
yeah.
Let's talk about the subs. Chat, do you feel he managed the substitutes good? Cliff, do you think he managed the substitutions well? 66th minute, Cabal in, Kostic out. Miretti in, Thuram out. 76th, Conceição for Cambiaso. 88th, Openda and David for Yildiz and Vlahovic. How do you think he
I
did in
think
the sub management?
I think the subs were the right subs. I think they were the right players. I think some of the subs came a little bit too late. I would have actually liked to see Moretti come on at halftime. Maybe I think Cabal, I guess, with his fitness, makes sense that we waited a little bit longer. But I would have put Moretti on at the half, and I would have put him in because I wanted to see more of him. I think, like Mitch says, too late. I think some of those subs were too late. I think Openda and David were too late. I think you should have switched up the striker position sooner. But I like the subs he made. I think the players he put in made sense. The timing was a little bit off, but I think for the most part he got the subs right. He clearly knows, he understands the game from like what the game dictates. But I think Miretti should have came on sooner. I think that's probably my biggest critique, and the strikers.
I believe at the 55th minute, at halftime, I said, give these guys 10 minutes. Let's see. You concede in the 47th minute. I'm
Hmm.
making subs. I'm
Yeah,
making subs for sure. So 50th, 55, like at the latest, but like 47th, they
yeah,
score that goal and it's another avoidable goal. You got to figure it out. I said this game probably called for a two-striker set in that second
yeah.
half. Vlahovic was given Mari Fitz work off of that. Get somebody
Hmm.
else in there to also create havoc. Maybe that opens up the door for them higher up the pitch. Yildiz was ghosting, man. I would have taken him out. Medetti in, Chico in. Even if you have to play Chico as an outside player, take a shot. We talk about courage.
Hmm.
Courage also comes from your manager.
Yeah,
And this is the problem I have with this whole thing is it the right call to stick with this formation, with this setup? Does it make them play a certain manner? Does it put them in a certain mindset? Because I still see a fearful team, one that still likes to sit back, doesn't like to counter, it doesn't seem balanced on the pitch. Four-man backline, 4-3-3, a variation, and get going at it. You've got the tools to mix it up into a 4-3-1-2 when you need to, a
yeah.
4-2-3-1 when you need to. Like, are we dead set on continuing with this formation, Cliff? Chat?
Um,
Are we? Are we?
Personally, I think this team is well suited for a four-man back line. A 4-3, and then whatever variation what you want to do up top, depending on what the match dictates. I think this team, at its best, would be with everyone healthy. This is granted everybody being healthy. It would be Cabal, probably Cabal, Kelly, Bremer, and Cambiaso on that back four. I think that gives you the best chance to win. And then whoever is on form for that midfield three. And then depending on what the game dictates, you could do Yildiz in the middle, and you could do Vlahovic Openda, or you do a 4-3-3 with the trident. You have the two wingers and the striker up top. I think that's how this team is best set up. Clearly, this team is not sound enough defensively to play a three-man back line. I think that has been proven week in and week out. We don't have the defensive capabilities to play that way. But that's just
I
me.
feel like
Also, Adam, I do notice you. I notice everybody in the chat. I love all of you.
I feel like it just sets us up for being fearful and just sitting back a little bit much and just, I don't know. I'm not dead set on this setup. I haven't been for a while. I don't think it makes the most sense for the players that you have. I think it also puts extra guys on the pitch that you don't want on the ball for 20 minutes of game time that we end up having and seeing the same guys cycle through. Knock one of them off the list. Get a guy that you want on the ball on the pitch. Let's go. Grip it and rip it. Fortune favors the brave. And all these excuses. Time. Oh, we need more time. What time? What time are you waiting for? What time are you going to get? What are you waiting for? You waiting
The time is now.
Yeah, waiting for what? What the hell are you waiting for? What is this time? Time. He needs more time. He needs more time. No, you have the players. Make it make sense for who you have. It's literally doing the same thing with the same guys the last guy was doing.
Yeah.
What are we talking about? How much time do you need to know that McKennie's not a 10? How much time do you need for that to sink in?
McKennie is clearly... Yeah, McKennie's literally... I mean... I don't know, Berto, what you think. I think McKennie's clearly either a center mid, a DM, or a right back. I think those are probably his three most competent positions. I don't think he's a cam. I don't think he's a winger. I don't think he's any of that shit.
He is a utility guy, and he fills in. His probably best position is on the outside, on the right side.
Really? Okay.
But if you're gonna go into this game, and you're the reason we brought in an experienced coach. And if you tell me our game plan for Fiorentina was the right one and a success, I will strongly disagree. Because you walk away with next to nothing for chances. The chances that you did get were self-made by Dusan Vlahovic. Other than a deflected outside of the boot chop in by Chico that popped up to McKennie for a header.
Yeah.
Outside of that, half chances is even calling them a little more than what they are.
Yeah.
That's not a game plan that's effective. And when some of your subs step in and show you what you lacked, and you put them in later, you might have missed the mark. But this formation, I'm not dead set on it. Not at all. Now, does this draw raise concerns? Bodo Glimt coming up before we get to Storm the Barn. Bodo Glimt coming up in Champions League. We're traveling away there. It's going to be one of them winter matchups. You know how Juve does in those winter matchups. We got winter matchup coming up. Cold, tough pitch, get results. Early thoughts and feelings on that one?
All I could say is the Italians don't like the Norwegians right now, so I don't think it's a really great omen that we're going to play a team in Norway. With our luck, it's going to be like 8 inches of snow. It's going to be 20 degrees. Our players are going to be crying the whole time in the match. Those are really my early thoughts. Norway makes me nervous right now. Norway as a country makes me very nervous. Seem like very wonderful people, but they make me very nervous. And then the Cagliari match, I feel like is a trap match next up in Serie A. So I think we need to get a result from both of these matches. I think we need to, but I mean, going away from home anywhere is difficult. In Norway, like I said, with the current situation with the Azzurri, even more pressure, I feel like. Um, I want to see a 2-1 victory out of that match at least. And then Cagliari to that match, I want to see a 2-0 spanking. I want to see us spank Cagliari.
I know what I want to see. How I feel confidence level is a different story. I'm going to be quite honest. And this is probably going to be a very unpopular opinion. I don't know. I feel like it's going to be unpopular, but I would shake things up for this match in Champions League. I really, really would shake things up in terms
Let
of
me
the
guess.
lineup.
You're going to start Jonathan David. You're going to start Jonathan David up top.
I am going to definitely start Miretti. I'm going to sit Thuram.
Okay.
I'm going to sit
Yeah.
Thuram. I'm going to sit Cambiaso. I'm going to play
hmm
two strikers up at the top. I'm going to shake it up. I'm going to shake it up. And I don't care, because if you're going to talk about some of the words Kamoli said, one of the words that I agreed with is you got to sort your shit out back home. This Serie A is an absolute joke. The fact that some tried to talk up Fiorentina to me, to try and make themselves feel better about yesterday's result, is an absolute joke.
Yeah.
You have to shake things up, use this match, go at them, because the fact of the matter remains, like, until you do something like this, everything's going to stay the same. Doing the exact same shit and expecting different results? Yeah, we know what that's the definition of. So far, it's been the exact same calls, exact same decisions, exact same shit that Tudor was doing. That's the reality of it. You want change? What, you're waiting for time? Time ain't going to fucking change anything for you, Luciano. You got to do it. So, I would shake it up, man. I would definitely shake it up when it comes to the lineup at the very least. If you're talking about setup, if Spalletti was thinking about it, and I was thinking about it, if Spalletti was thinking about it, fire away with it, man. Fire away with it. Send a shockwave to these guys. Get some, because I don't know anymore if these guys can even be stimulated enough to actually bring forth the level, the standard that should be the bare minimum on a consistent basis.
hmm
Because they are fearful. They play a scared game. So force them out of their comfort zone. Take them out of this 3-4-2-1 junk. Take them out of 4-3-3, boys. We got our wingers out there. We're 4-3-1-2. We got our 10. We got two strikers. I want to play on the forefoot. I want to go at them. Like, let's go. No fear. I don't know, man. There's one old saying in the game that's always resonated with me, and it's teams are reflections of their managers. If the manager has fears in the team, in the players that they have, if they show that, it resonates through the team.
hmm
Maybe he doesn't have to show the fear, even if he has them. And maybe he says, no, 4-3-3. I'm not procrastinating. We're going. And we go forward. I would do it. I would do it. What do you have to lose? What are we gonna watch? We're gonna watch what? A drab affair? A team that can't create? Guess what? We're seeing that anyways. What are we clinging to?
Because I'll tell you what, even if we lose matches, but we see Spalletti just go for the 4-3-3 and we start seeing more goals and more creativity, I guarantee you, even though if we don't get wins, I guarantee you people will be more happy to see creating and to see that there's some positivity going on and some progression going forward. I think people will be happy with seeing the ideology show itself on the pitch.
Yeah, you can't just keep doing the same thing and then complaining about the same thing or seeing the same shortcomings. You have to act. What did we shit on Tudor for? We were shitting on him for not fixing things that needed to be addressed early on. We're like, dude, you're getting results early in the season, but these are kind of sketchy. You got to clean a couple things up. It took forever to see a 3-man midfield. We're like, dude, this team needs at least 3 midfielders like on the pitch. We're like, hey, you might need 2 strikers. Can't ditch the 3-man backline. Well, guess what? Here's Spalletti. Doesn't seem to want to ditch the 3-man, but you might have to. You might have to.
Yeah.
But it's just something has to happen to initiate change. If you keep it all the same, nothing will change.
I got an idea. Put Milik up top. That might shake things up.
Up top of what? Top bunk at J-Med? While he's there?
Correct.
Rugani in the bottom bunk for the next month?
We put him on crutches on the pitch, and I guarantee you that wakes some guys up.
He's sitting there, Daniele, hey, come on. What do you want, an espresso? Here, let me make you one. Make yourself at home. Let me go get you a pair of slippers. It's like, Jesus, this guy. Yeah, for me, I would have no fear to do it. It might be unpopular. I would do it in that Champions League game, and I'd go for it. What are we clinging to? Are you that confident that we stick with everything as is and we're going to waltz in there and just get a result when this team can get 2 wins in the last 13? Weak Serie A right now. Weak. But for me, shake it up. Shake it up. Storm the barn, everybody. Let's get to it. Let's get to some Storm the barn. Let's see what we got here.
We had a lot of good ones.
Sell everyone that has changed 3 or more coaches while being at Juve. Vlahovic, Locatelli, Cambiaso, West, etc. They need to go this mercato. Not this January for me. Not January. Come on. But I tell you what. If the changes come from Spalletti and nothing, absolutely nothing changes, then blow it up in the summer. For real. Blow it up in the summer.
Yeah, I agree. Alex P, I see you. Good questions as always.
What would we be clinging to? What would we be clinging to? You know, blow it up. Blow it up if you have to. If you can't get it out of these guys, blow it up. Blow it up. Because you can't keep a carousel going everywhere else. But I tell you what, I still have questions about the guys at the top, and I still want to see some culture established and start to be groomed and everything. And I want to see us go back to the team we have always historically been. I need to see a serious spine built at the back. I need to see it start at the back. It all starts there. It all starts there.
1,000%.
That's just me. That's just me. Let's keep it rolling. It's time we get the right fucking characters. Yeah, we didn't get that pen, but we need to keep on fighting. I can't see a Chiellini or Mandzukic allow the team to play like they couldn't care less. Yeah. I mean, you're talking about serious fucking dudes there, though. You know?
Like, do we have a dog like that on this team? Like, can you think of one guy who's
a serious fucking dude? I've said this on numerous occasions. Sometimes you need a guy that's going to grab players by their fucking necks if they have to and be like, dude, wake the fuck up. Like, let's fucking go. Like, we don't have those guys. Our actual leaders are silent leaders. Even the guys that you would consider leaders, they're quiet.
You know what's my problem? Guys. I think the only guy who comes close to that is probably Gatti, which is a problem because he's not really quality enough of a player where I feel like he could demand the respect from the guys around him.
Exactly.
That's the problem. Because he has all the passion. He doesn't have the quality where guys are going to really take him seriously, though, with all due respect to him.
Yeah, no, it's got to be. You just don't have stalwarts. You just don't have those studs.
I'll tell you what, Xhaka would be that guy. Xhaka would be that guy on Juve.
We just don't have it. We just don't have it. You know? But I still stand firm. Your star players aren't star players, boys. Not yet. Not yet, anyways. And it's hurting. Is there any manager in the world who can get these players to not only play to their potential, but play with a sense of pride and actually put in a shift every time they take the pitch?
Yep.
it's frustrating, man.
There's
It,
like
it's
two coaches.
it's
Uh,
frustrating that like that part has to be like talked about so much. Like, I gotta say, effort. I don't think yesterday effort really bothered me. I don't think I'd say it's effort. I just think again, it's the guys on the ball that just seem so passive and they're scared. They're scared to make a mistake. It's like they don't want
I
to be that guy. They don't want to face the heat, face the music. Then guess what? That's saying you don't want to be at Juve. You're not
hmm
made to be at Juve because you don't want to
If you
take
don't
the heat.
if you don't want to put in a shift every match, you shouldn't be a footballer. If you
It
can't mentally handle it, you shouldn't be a footballer.
it reminds me of the words Bastoni said about Italy needing to accept defeat.
Yeah.
And this is the vibes I get when I watch this team play, because it's like, I don't want to be the guy that makes this. Oh, I'm not going to make that pass in case it gets cut off. I'm not going
Yeah.
to do this in case it gets cut off. And then you have half your lineup just looking to the next guy. Here, you do something. I'll stand right here.
hmm
Here, you take it. I'll just be right here, chilling out,
Yeah.
doing nothing.
Yeah.
It's
There's two coaches that come to mind. Fizz and Alex said it. Conte, clearly. Um, and then somebody who can, I think, make something out of nothing. I think Pep would be able to, somehow make this team something. But like you said, like if the players don't want to play, that's not a coaching issue. That's a player issue. Like the
I
players should want to fight.
I honestly believe Conte's probably the only guy that could get some type of stimulus out of the guys that are
hmm
there.
Yeah.
Pep needs stars, man. He needs star power, man. He
Yeah, that's
needs
fair.
star power. But I'll tell you
And
right
money.
now, like it just, yeah, uh, Juve's. I don't understand how you can't transmit that. You've always been that, etc., and that's why it's just been so lost over time. Contingency planning. Again, a connection from the Azzurri to Juve. Contingency planning. Poor contingency planning. We all heard about Roberto Baggio's 900-page ideas on
Yeah.
changing the Azzurri ways and like just implementing. So he had a lot of good stuff in there. He had a lot of fluff too, but he had some really
hmm
strong points, some really good things. If you look at Juve, our contingency planning on the old guard was garbage, and it all started to fall apart there. And you talk about, when you want to talk about Azzurri sides that succeeded, that had links to Juve, yeah, pretty much all of the Azzurri sides that succeeded had links to Juve. You could probably rule out 1938, but outside of that, they were all strongly associated. Why? Because we shared the same ideas. Strong at the back, building from the back. I don't think there's a need to change. Remember when we had that discussion about modern football and we kind of laughed about it and we're
Yep.
like, it's just
hmm
fucking one ball, two nets, you said. Same game.
Yep.
Guess
Exactly.
what? Keep the ball out of your net. Teams are going to
hmm
have a hell of a time beating you.
hmm
And then these one goals, these struggle to score goals, etc.,
Yeah.
starts at the back. Is Juve
Yep.
chasing something they shouldn't be? I'm just going to flat out ask it for my Storm the Barn. Chat, is Juve chasing something they shouldn't be?
Yeah. They're chasing likes. They're chasing followers. They're chasing marketing. They're chasing brand deals. That's the Juve I've seen post 2019 since they changed the logo. I've seen a team that's focused on marketing as opposed to a team that's focused on winning. And it hurts me to say that because I love this team. I followed it for a while, not as long as you, not as long as some of the, more seasoned veterans on the show, but it just from the 2010s to the 2020s, you see a huge shift in how this team operates, how they conduct themselves, how they speak. And it's really disheartening to see as a footballing fan and a fan of this team.
I I took a lot of heat on this show for the post-COVID years and stuff like that, but I gave this team the benefit of the doubt because of the debt. The debt was massive. I understand how they were going to try to make it through. I got it. A lot of people didn't get the picture. A lot of people thought next gen was literally going to fuel this team into eternity and we were always going to roll these young. I'm like, no, buddy, that's how you make money, to chop away at your deficit, because your assets aren't really assets. And I saw everything coming a mile away. You could see it coming a mile away. I gave them the benefit of the doubt. But I also said last season, now you're at the point you're spending money again. Okay? You're getting after. I need to see ambition. Now I need to see ambition. And this next summer, I get it. You're about to face an FFP penalty and everything like that. You still have to show ambition. Remember this whole argument that's going on right now about Kenan Yildiz and him not being about money, not being about the contract, but wanting guarantees from the team, looking for what our plan, what our vision is, and some actually attacking him for it and saying, buddy, you're 19, you don't make demands, like this is Juve. I actually said he's right. We should, as a fan base, we are right to ask for this team. It has a responsibility to all of us to be ambitious. It's a crucial one. It's a crucial one, this whole Yildiz thing. But to be honest, if you don't qualify for Champions League, he's gone anyways.
Mm-hmm.
How do you think Elkan's going to want to make up that loss of 100 million in revenue from not making Champions League? I'll tell you right now. Kenan Yildiz. I was going to say KY. He ain't selling KY jelly, okay? It's Kenan Yildiz. He will sell Kenan Yildiz 1,000% if we don't make Champions League. And Kenan will probably want to go if we don't make Champions League.
Mm-hmm.
It's the reality. It's the reality of the situation. Like, people are turning this thing into a club over player thing. It ain't a club over player thing. It's literally standards. Wanting Juve to have its standards. You just had some strong words about how you felt they've operated for 5 years now. And a ton of the chat agreed with you. They don't feel like it doesn't feel like they've been ambitious enough. And you could say that they've been hindered by the finance stuff like that, but I don't know. I don't know. At some point, that story's got to end too.
Yeah, and I appreciate the people chiming in on the subject. And I think when you said about the finances, that also comes down to how are you managing your players? Are you making smart sales? Are you, making good purchases? Are you, like, we could go down the list of players we've sold way undervalue. Romero, we sold to Atalanta and they made a bucket load on him. Huijsen, we sold him for pennies for what his value is now. Savona, he's looking really good at Nottingham. Like, these are ways you can make great money on these players if you sell them at the right price and don't settle, or you hold on to them and let their value rise and let these players develop. So those are also ways you could be more financially free and be able to make the signings you want, is if you sell players at the right prices. I don't know why we're just letting guys walk for barely anything.
I see some comments in the chat that I'm going to address. Maybe he should look at his own standards. Berto, when's the last time he even played well? You're missing the point.
Yeah.
You're missing the point. He is not asking for something that is out of the ordinary. He's the one at the end of the day that people don't fault for the play, to be quite honest, because you have a team full of guys not playing well. I'll wait. I'll give you 2 seconds. Give me somebody thriving at Juve right now. I'll wait. Yeah, no, I'm not going to wait because you can't do it. Listen, this team, it's a team sport, plays like garbage. Period. We're not playing good football as a team. If you're looking at Yildiz, the point is he is not asking for more money. He is not like Paulo Dybala, who went and tried, while wearing our captain's armband, walked into Inter's office, who 3/4 of this fan base still wanted us to resign and keep. He's literally asking for this team, what is your plan moving forward? What is the ambition? He wants to win trophies with us. I want Juve to win fucking trophies.
You know what I'm gonna say, Al? If
And
Yildiz
Kelly
comes to,
thriving? Please.
yeah, let's
Please.
yeah,
I'll
let's
end
not
it
say.
there.
I
Holy
heard someone
hell.
say. I saw
He
Deuce on
wants
too.
to thrive. He wants to succeed. He wants to do it with us. You don't shit on a guy for that. Yeah, he's not been at his best as of late. Guess what? Nobody has.
If Yildiz comes in and says, "I want to see what the ambition is, what the project is," you slam down a piece of paper right there and say, "That's our plan right there," and you make it extremely clear we do have a plan. This shouldn't even be a story. It should be very
I
obvious.
want to know what our plan
Yeah,
is. I want to know what our
yeah,
ambitions are.
yeah. I
I
think
would
there's
expect
way.
everybody in the AJC army to expect, like, what's our
Yeah,
ambition? What's our
I think
plan?
there's too much smoke and mirrors. I think we need to see a clear outline from the team and from management saying not just we want to win a Scudetto, we have plans to bring in, you
Yeah.
know, a mix of older players who are experienced, who have won things, younger players. Like I want to hear like the actual ideas that are going on behind the scenes. Like I know they can't reveal everything, but let's get an idea of the ambition that this squad has with this
Yeah,
management.
I mean, what are we talking about? Holy smokes. You want him to hold up for a ton of money? You want any of our players holding out, keep holding this team ransom when we try to make them leave on transfers? They say no, they stick around, and then they put in dog shit performances? Or do you want the guys that are like asking about your actual ambitions? Like, I know what
Hmm.
I'd rather choose because we've seen the opposite, which is the guys
Yeah,
that, yeah, no, I'm refusing. I'm going to stay here and I'm going to give you status quo.
yeah,
Great. Thank you. Come on.
yeah.
Thoughts on Bodo Glimt game when these mutts will have to travel to the Arctic? I'm not confident. We already talked a bit about it. I would shake it up.
Yeah.
Cliff, do you agree? Shake it up.
No, yeah, no excuses. We saw in the Canadian Premier League, we saw that beautiful bicycle kick in the snowy tundra that is Canada. If that can happen, why can't Juve pull something like that off?
That game was ridiculous. That is not normal standards for football out here, by the way. Why is an offensive coach like Spalletti hedging his bets, starting a utilitarian player like McKennie versus Fiorentina in front of a three instead of Zhigrova, Chico, etc.? I don't know if anybody caught it with Zhigrova, but there was rumors, and I don't know if it's true or not, that Zhigrova was facing some words from the crowd as well, and he actually reacted. He reacted to it, and he acted on it, and Spalletti actually reprimanded him for it and sat him. So I don't know if that's true or not. That was reported by a couple journalists that the same type of shit that was being said to Vlahovic was actually directed at Zhigrova prior to match, and Spalletti reprimanded him for reacting to it and saying something to some members of the crowd. I don't know if it's true, but I mean, I'm not going to throw it completely out the window, but I would like to think that he just didn't go to Zhigrova for a different reason, because I don't think reprimanding him in that situation is the right idea. That's just me, like I wouldn't reprimand my player to the point where I don't play him if he's being verbally assaulted
Yeah.
by the crowd. That's just me. Again, it's just rumors. I don't know. But in terms of going to the front three, an offensive-minded coach like Spalletti, we obviously still haven't seen Spalletti get into the Spalletti that he has been known for prior to the Azzurri, because the Azzurri were not offensive under Spalletti either. So, yeah, it's just, I guess he needs more time. And we've got time to give, I guess.
Hmm.
Are we done playing Yildiz on the left? Can we play him
Next,
free in front of the
next,
three midfielders? A,
next
f-
question.
a funny thing was, he was pretty central yesterday too.
Hmm.
They just, again, they can't put it all together, and you have way too many passengers. space has to be created by runs that nobody else seems to make. Like, you have to drag defenders. You have to move them around. Can't just give it to a guy and be like, hey, he's a good skilled dribbler or whatever. Yeah, you'll figure out what to do. No. I just see a lot of team faults, a lot of team shortcomings. But Yildiz centrally, yeah, you need to see it, or even up higher. Play off of Vlahovic when he's given Mari problems. Put him higher up and play Moretti in front of a 3. 4-3-1-2. Use Moretti in that role with Yildiz and Vlahovic right up top. Yildiz David.
I thought you didn't
Yildiz,
like him as a cam, though.
You know, like, just shake it up. Just try something different. Fuck.
Yeah.
Like, that's where I'm at. Just try something. What stood out was Mandragora was allowed to complain to the ref after every foul. Is this pain in us personally something we need, or did he just get lucky to not get booked for this? You know what? Doveri was just shocking, beyond shocking.
Yeah, he was poor.
That situation. So Mandragora should have actually been sent off in this game. Mari should have been yellow carded. The one where he just completely ripped Vlahovic down. Like, no play whatsoever. That's a yellow. Nothing given. Mandragora, before his incident with Cabal, where they both saw yellow, I don't know why Cabal would get a yellow, in that it was absolutely ridiculous. Right before that, he rips Kenan Yildiz down from the back as he's dead to rights. Yildiz leaves him in the dust. He's going, and he leans out, he lunges out and grabs onto him, rips him down. That's a yellow. That's a yellow right there. Minutes later, he gets his instance with Cabal, and that's a yellow. Sending out, like, Doveri had no control in this thing. It was a horror show. And if that's supposed to be the best Italy has to offer, then that really says it all. And I think it does say it all. But I will never use officials as an excuse. But that doesn't mean that I just wipe the slate clean. The officiating in Italy is beyond poor. Yeah. And everyone suffers from it. But Juve has seemed to have some critical ones more so than the other squads this season, with points already cost to us. And some say points cost in this one to us. But I don't know. You know, I still think the worst was when VAR missed the player. It was that idiot Kandreva keeping Milik onside on that goal like a couple years back. Literally, they didn't have a frame that showed right to the sideline, and Kandreva was there. Like, serious, man.
I think the worst one was when what's-his-face elbowed our guy in the head from Verona.
Yeah, that was Gatti.
Yeah, it was Gatti who got him. Like, elbowed by
him. He looks at him, charges right into him. It's like, what on earth are we doing? Shocking stuff. And then the handball on Joao Mario, brutal call. Can we start a GoFundMe to get some Juve memorabilia for Cliff's wall? Okay, better yet, I'll send you the address. Okay, I'll post it on the YouTube private for everybody, and then you guys start firing in memorabilia. How about that? Start firing it in. Let's go.
I don't need a bunch of shit getting sent to my house, trust me.
Oh, yeah. We're doing it. Juve versus Liverpool Conference League final next season. Jesus.
Oh, my word.
Oh, man. Oh, man. As a player, don't you get sick and tired of the same shit, same results? How is this not the mindset going into every match? Like, getting sick and tired of the same shit and same results? I mean, what do you mean? Yeah, like, I'd assume that they're pissed off. I mean, I'd like to think that they're not happy with it, right? Sometimes I get this feeling, like, how are they so calm in a game?
Yeah.
Like, how are they so slow? Like, tempo on the ball needs to be 3 times faster when you watch Juve play. But they're so passive. They're just like, oh, yeah. And I'm like, guys, you're acting like you just won the Champions League or something and you're, like, still hungover or whatever. You guys haven't won shit.
Yeah.
Get going. Get going. It's wild to me.
Oh, can I just say, Al, before we go to the next one, there was somebody in the comments, Hembre, who is from Bodo, and he's going to the match as a Juve fan. I love that so much. That's sick.
Man, where do you see this? Oh, there it
In the
is.
comments. I'm eagle-eyed. What can I say?
Hembre there. Yeah, I fear Juventus will struggle in the cold weather in Bode. It's going to go there. Awesome. Awesome.
We love that.
As soon as I saw the starting 11, I said we'd draw 1-1. There was no creativity. I don't know why Spalletti hates Chico and doesn't play two strikers. You know what's funny? The second I went into the watch along and we saw the lineup based on what was projected to what we actually got, I said, does anybody want to change their predictions? Like, do you still think it's going to be the same? And a lot of people changed it. A lot of people are like, no, this got draw written all over it, or potentially an L. That's actually sad. It's really, really sad. Yeah. Should we play Jonathan David and Jagrova from the start versus Bodo?
I know what I was gonna say.
Guys, don't play up this Canadian thing. It has nothing to do with that.
Oh yeah, sure. We'll go with that.
It doesn't, man. I've been saying he needs to play. Why have you not seen David play with Vlahovic? Give me one good reason why we can't see Vlahovic and David actually share the pitch.
I still think the best two would be Vlahovic with Openda. That's my personal opinion.
Of course, because you're dead set on being right about Openda, who's been absolutely nothing.
Correct. I'm very stubborn, and I want to see that work.
I'm not stubborn on it. The link up is a problem still with this team. David's the best out of the three. Yeah. If Vlahovic wants to play his game, let him play his game. Somebody's got to play off of him. Openda's best, even at Leipzig, was as a winger. He's not sitting Jagrova or Chico. And he ain't going to sit Yildiz.
Yeah. Actually,
that's the reality of it. He's a change-up player. He's not a lead nine.
But if Yildiz has more, poor performances, I hope he doesn't. But if he does, do you consider just putting Openda in for a match on the left?
Sure.
I think he's better as a winger unless he's in a two-man up front. But to answer the question, I actually do think this is a good match to put David and Zagrova in.
I think it's a fucking stupid thing that we're talking about that we haven't seen Vlahovic and David play at this point in the season already. Yeah. That we're at like late November. We still haven't seen the two share the pitch. I think it's stupid we haven't seen Yildiz higher up in a two-man set up top with somebody playing as a distributor behind like Miretti. I think there's a lot of stupid things that we're talking about that we can't even talk about because we haven't seen it. But this ideology of just writing people off, like it's just like, oh, no, like done, whatever. No, I'm not going to write anybody. I'm not going to write Openda off. I'm not going to write David off. I'm not going to write Jagrova off, even though we're still waiting for him to apparently be fully fit. Like, I'm not writing anybody off. You have these players. You have to use them. But this defeatist mentality that just, no, can't do anything with these guys. I'm watching shittier rosters take it to us. Like, enough's enough with the pissing and moaning and crying over these guys. The guys that you signed that were doing strong before they came to you. Figure it out.
Yeah.
Like, figure it out. There's a player in all these guys. Otherwise, they wouldn't be there, period. Figure it out. Otherwise, we're going to spend an eternity crying about every single fucking player that joins this team before we realize there's a bigger issue. Like, I don't understand it. I don't understand it. I haven't written any of these guys off. Shakrova,
except for Milik,
Openda, any of these guys. And I'm not gonna. And history even says year 2 is when you make your actual call on a guy that jumps in.
Yeah.
And we went through that list of a long list. And just Juve of guys that year 2 is when it set in. When it clicked. Sometimes you need to shake it up. Look at Colt Miners, for God's sakes. It's a left center back. Everybody's praising Spalletti for it, but nobody's giving Coop credit for it. Huh. Weird. Weird how it works. I remember the shouts to sell him instantly.
It's all
I don't
Coop.
know. He's coming in pretty useful now.
Eh,
Coming in pretty useful now.
he's a body, I guess.
I don't know. He moves the ball better than anybody else at the back.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, he's a midfielder playing center back. I sure hope so.
Yeah, I don't know. He's moving the ball better than any of them. Better than
I
Kelly.
want to
The
see.
probably only one he probably doesn't move the ball better than back there is Cabal.
Yeah, probably.
And
Yeah.
Cabal's got a lot of passing errors to his game too. We've only seen him for a
Hmm.
short stint this season, but that's part of the risk factor that's involved with a guy that wants to move the ball progressively up
Yeah.
there. You start
Yeah.
doing it.
Yeah.
That starts happening, you know?
Hmm.
Why is McKennie so slow? Because he weighs a ton, Weston. Oh,
Can I give him a red card?
nah, yellow. Yellow.
No, that's a red.
No,
That's a
that's not a
red. That
red.
was piss poor. That
It's
was
not
piss
a red.
poor.
It's not a red.
Maybe
Not a
you should be reffing and you should be reffing and Serie Al after that
Well,
call.
I gave him a yellow. That's a start. Why are players always tired, even the ones who don't go for international break? Do you feel like we're gassed early? Is that still a thing?
I feel like we start stronger. I feel like we have better first halves than we do have second halves. I feel like, well, I mean, guess tired in the sense like we're tired, so we can't play a full 90 minutes at full capacity. So I guess, but like, I don't know. Like, I don't buy this excuse that players can't play a full 90 minutes. That, the reason we're not playing well in the second half is we're tired. Like, these are professional footballers. Like, that makes no sense to me.
I'm not buying the whole tired thing. I'll be quite honest.
Yeah.
I'm not buying it. Like, come on. What? I just can't. I can't with just a lot of excuses, man.
Yeah. I'm done
Like
with
a lot
excuses.
of
Just play.
excuses. It's like Juve's the only team going through all this. Like, I find it. I'm making a turn here, everybody, okay? I'm finding it so hard to sympathize with these guys because I truly don't believe that they deserve it. And I believe they've been babied for way too long. And I believe Juve has been club med to players. I'll be brutally honest. I think it's. And if you guys go back to when I was starting to lip off the content creators lab, yeah, because we're making something out of these guys that shouldn't be. Cut off all the fucking videos, all this promo shit. I don't need to see this shit. I don't need to hear Zagrova talk about how he's a lion and no, I haven't faced a defender that I fear yet or whatever. Like, cut the shit. Let's see you in action for more than 10 fucking minutes and then you can maybe talk, okay? But I'm done with this. I'm done with excuses. I'm done with these videos on these guys that don't deserve it because they've accomplished sweet fuck all. Like, I'm done. Moving forward, I am getting no fucking players on any kits, period. I'm getting Juve kits only, no fucking names on the back. If I get a name on the back, it's going to be Big Bad Berto, okay? 99, Gretzky, the great one. Fuck it. I'm not getting 99 on a
99.
soccer kit, okay? But 99 is class for Wayne Gretzky, the great one.
Okay. Okay.
But listen,
Good. I was gonna say.
I'm done with it. No more. No more. Just the kits, just the crest. These guys aren't cutting it. And I'm sick and tired of all the excuses. Tired this, injury that. If you're on the squad list, you're out there, you can play, Get it done. And if you're hurting the team or you're going to hurt the team, get the fuck off. Next man up. Like, let's go. Enough's enough. Enough is enough. At least Spalletti doesn't act and look like a certain... Gosh, unlike the bald guy who coaches Liverpool. All right.
That's crazy.
Berto, where will we be by March in Serie A? Holy smokes.
Can we not ask that question this early?
Well, I mean, legit chat. How do we feel
Relegation
about
zone?
Juve's finish this season in terms of the table?
Relegation
Again,
zone.
our coach is saying the ambition is to compete for the Scudetto. I'm not seeing a team that can do it right now on the pitch. I believe on paper you have the tools to do it. I actually truly do believe it. This Serie A is weak. I'm telling you, it's weak. But I think we're going to be battling for top 4. Sadly. I'm with Swarit. Again, a dogfight for top 4.
Yep, I agree.
I'm in my most optimistic, like, heart of hearts for Juve, hoping Spalletti all of a sudden, like, at some point, hopefully before, like, sooner rather than later, hopefully before the winter break year, he's like, figures it out, things start to click, and we start going. But I still just think there's a long way to go. And I don't have a ton of faith that these guys just don't fall into the same shitty habits and same, same
I have a bold
situations.
prediction. I have a bold prediction for you, Al. We go through the rest of the season with Spalletti. We barely make top 4. In the summer, we get Italiano. That's my bold prediction.
Oh my God. I don't even know if is that supposed to make me happy? Is that supposed to brighten,
No,
brighten
it's
the
supposed to get a
day?
reaction. I want to get a reaction. I want to see his.
Italiano? Would you want Italiano?
Oh, 1,000,000%. 1,000,000%. Do you want to know why? Because he will implement a clear identity from day one. We will see a fun Juve side. We will see goals scored, and we'll reunite him with Vlahovic.
I'm not into the whole Italiano thing. Not
That's
into it.
okay. You don't have to like it. That was my bold prediction.
I'm not into it. Suarez says Cliff's about to get sacked by Berto. I'm not into the Italiano thing, man. I'm just not.
Yeah.
I
There's
don't.
there's one other person I know who's into it. I know me and Lex are both on the Italiano bandwagon. I know she would be very happy if he got hired as the UV coach.
Yeah, that might say it all, man. That might say it all. Italiano. It's an Italiano from me. No. No, there's a reason NO is at the end of that. I
Yeah,
can't do
yeah,
it. I can't do it. Sev, that literally at Italiano was like looking at Sev too, and Sev, I don't think we want Sev coaching. I
yeah.
I can't do it, man. I can't do it. Honestly, Spalletti, everybody knows how I feel about him too, and how I felt about the appointment stuff, and I still saw it as short term and everything. I
Yeah.
hope it works out for him because I just think another coaching change.
Yeah, I know.
It's at the point now where making a coaching change has next to nothing for impact, because
Yeah.
something I've said with this group of players is probably going to hit a boiling point where you just need to wipe the slate clean, because you have so many guys that have been involved in this brutal period where, for a number of different reasons, whether it's a mixture of club's ambition and it also has to do with finances coming out of the COVID restrictions on revenue and everything, whatever it was, but you have just a brutal period. And then you have the penalty, the board dismantled, all of this that guys have still kind of been around for and been a part of and come in and whatever. And even the guys that came in after, they're coming into a Juve that isn't actually Juve. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And you just have to wipe the slate clean. We might be at a point where you just have to blow it up and actually go full scale rebuild, because these guys have just been involved and they are part of like a Juve that isn't actually Juve. They believe that they are at Juve right now and living through you. You don't understand. These guys don't even understand what Juve is, because this isn't Juve.
You know what's
It's
sad?
not. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I was gonna say the only player in this current team who knows what it used to be like to be a Juve is Rugani. Rugani was on the team when Juve used to be Juve, and he's not fit enough to play for the team.
Yeah. He's like your most the most trophies are with Rugani. And
That's
then
insane.
and then Pinsolio.
Oh my gosh.
Like, that's where your winners are on this roster. But like, it's bigger than that. It's the culture. I've heard from employees, legit from employees, the shift of actually working there from when Agnelli was there to present. And they said it's night and day. It's night and day. There was a different feeling. It was a different. This is just an employee. This is an employee. Okay? I can't disclose
Obviously,
for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
But he just said it's night and day. That guy was a legit leader. People would run through walls head first for him. That's the kind of guy he was. He called meetings for everybody to be a part of. It wasn't just a players meeting. It wasn't just coach, whatever. Everybody. If you were the lunch lady, if you were Toto, the bus driver, get in here. Meeting. It's different vibes. It's like, it's not, Juve as a whole from inside, I'm hearing, is not connected the way it ever was. Do you think that bleeds down into the players? Chat, do you think it bleeds down into the team?
I mean, that's probably as reputable of a source as you're going to get from within the building. Somebody who said they can literally feel the difference. And then, of course, that makes a difference. The fish rots from the head down. So, I mean, that's
1,000% it would. 1,000%.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I think we have seen the shift since Agnelli left. And like whether people like him or not, you can't deny his winning culture that he, set a tone at Juve.
Would you want him back, Cliff?
Don't put me on the spot, Al.
I put the guys. I put Omar and Skanga on the spot yesterday. I'm going to put you on the spot right now. If you could take him back right this second, would you, or would you carry forward and trust the process with the guys we have now?
I wouldn't go back because I think once that decision was made, I think it's time to move on and move forward. Because I think back when Juve brought back Allegri, I think you're trying to bring back something from the past, and you need to find a new way forward without him. You can't rely on one man to fix everything. I think you need to find a way to push forward and find a new process, a new way forward, a new energy for this Juve team.
Man, Skippy, yes. Trimbley, bring him back immediately. JJ, 100%. Same as any business, Skippy says. Yes. Brandon, yes, 100%. Patrick Murray, 100%. Bring him back.
Okay, nobody agrees.
Listen.
That's okay.
It's always going to be this tough spot because he is grossly associated with where the beginning of this disarray kind of began. But make no mistake about it, this guy, he is responsible for so much.
Yeah.
And I said it. I go, in the time that he's been gone, what has Juve done or created that has brought in more revenue? Absolutely nothing. For next gen, that's still his baby. That's still Agnelli's baby. That even Serie A teams are starting to jump on, and they jumped on late. We were the first ones to that, ahead of that. Look at what's about to happen with Super League. And like all that shit, and they're about to merge with like Real and Barca. Juve was targeted. They were the only team targeted out there. And this is my thing with second guessing him coming back. And my stipulation. Do I want him back? 100%. I want him back. But I don't want the enemies that come with him. So for me,
this is true.
The best case scenario is you continue to have Camoli working. You have Modesto, you have Chiellini. But for me, you have Agnelli as not the face, but in behind everyone as the vision. And working on the business, working on the revenue, working on these ideas that we've had none of for years now. That would be the best way forward for me. Not to get him back immediate, the same capacity, the face and everything, because then you're inviting all those people that we don't want around. So for me, that's like the perfect scenario.
I agree.
But I get it. It's a tricky thing, and news is going to pick up on that. News is going to
Yeah.
pick up on that. And Gio is going to wrap up with saying, Kamoli out and take your damn spreadsheets with you. Dang. With the spreadsheets. Oh, man, the data. The data really bugs people with this data. Oh, man. We got targets on the list. One of them, the data sheet says 1 goal in 11 games, and we might strike for him. Another striker, 1 goal in 11 games. You can't get the guy that was elite numbers across Europe firing, but you want to get the guy with 1 goal in 11 games in. Okay, cool. Data shows Charlie Cresswell could be a target at the back line. Yeah, let me see the data. Here, I'll show you the data. Stucazzo when it comes to data. I don't give a fuck about the data, okay? But let's go. Let's see what this guy can do, okay? Let's see what he can do. He says a lot of the right things. Time will tell. Time will tell how he does it. But I still feel like the culture ain't there, and I don't know how they bring it back with guys that just... I mean, he's trying to inform himself of the culture, which is great. You know, I'm asking Chiellini, I'm asking Trezeguet things. That's great, man. That's great.
That's cute.
I don't know. Like, data modules are great for these, smaller sides. But, like, talking about Toulouse like it is the bar to Juve,
Yeah.
no.
The Italians don't want to hear about the French. Let's be honest. We just want to see good football.
We don't give a fuck about what you did at Toulouse, pal. Like, no. Nobody cares. Like, what are you going to do for us? Let's go. I hope it works out. But Agnelli, get ready for Steam to pick up on that one. Because everybody's saying he wants back. We'll see. And Cliff doesn't want him back.
Nope.
Cliff says no. No more
Nope.
returns, period.
No.
Is there any one return? We're going to wrap it up on this. And everybody in the chat, let's go. Any one return you would say yes to? Player, coach, match,
Del
like
Piero.
anything.
Del Piero. That's who I want.
Well,
I
it's
think
not really
everybody.
I guess it'd be a return, but no, because he wouldn't return as a player. So it's not really a return. He'd be coming into office, but that's not a return.
But I mean, okay, can you specify your question then?
A return. He would, if you want him as a return as a player, that's fair too, because he probably would be better than half the freaking. So
I want him to return in management in some capacity, just because you give me Chiellini and you give me Del Piero. Those are two stalwarts of Juve teams past who know this team front and back, understand what it takes to be successful here, to bring a positive culture here. I think we would see big changes with Del Piero in-house. He would be able to implement ideas along with Chiellini. I think that's a homecoming that needs to happen. There's no other person I would want to see. Maybe Zidane, but that's clearly we see that's not a possibility at this moment in time. Neither is Pep Guardiola. So I think that's the most realistic return that we could see happen.
yeah, but it's not a return, man. So
Okay,
it's
what do you want from
so
me?
back to the question. Great thoughts on Del Piero. Okay, but let's get into the return. Is there a return, a player or coach or whatever, someone that's been in the same position to return that you would say yes to?
Trying to think. Giovinco. No, I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding.
Again, probably better than.
Probably. I'm trying to think of former Juve players right now, because honestly, I think that's
in the chat. We got Renato Vega.
Honestly, probably. I'm gonna let you go first, Al, because I'm stumped right now.
I like Tony Roast Beef saying, I'd take Del Piero stuck in a 10x10 box 30 yards from goal right now, any day of the week.
That's amazing.
There's some shouts for Savona. Deschamps. Mandragora after that hit.
Actually, no, you know what? Fagioli or Rovella, I would take in a heartbeat.
If there's a return that I would take,
Buffon.
man, I can't believe the guy's 22, but honestly, I would probably take Vega back. I'd take Vega back.
Really?
I'm not big on Caviglia, Fagioli. I'm okay.
I actually think Ravella.
I always like Ravella, but no, we need help at the back
Skippy
too.
says,
So Vega,
Skippy said Dybala.
Deschamps too. As a coach, I've always said there's unfinished business there from when he was with us in 06 and then left. There's unfinished business there. I would love to see him return one day as Juve's coach. Deschamps is definitely on my list. There's tweets dating back to 2019 where I'm like, at one point, Deschamps needs to come back. And we got unfinished business there. Guys, speaking of unfinished business, this Juve's got unfinished business because they got to get it together. They got to start winning games. We need to start having victory shows again, okay?
Gotta start having fun.
We love you. We love the AJC Army. We love the debates. We love the challenges. We love everything. We got to keep things cool. Sometimes they get fired up, but everyone's doing a really, really good job. Like we always have pushed for the same thing. There's a disclaimer when you join and you become an Army member that it's all about respect, okay? And when you join the lives, the disclaimer's on there too. All about respect. But you guys have been doing a fantastic job. We appreciate you. Thank you for the support. We always show love, and we continue to show love. There's kit giveaways this month that are going to be announced in the next week, okay? For the members, we've got the black 2012-2013 Pirlo kit. So,
ooh, that one's mine, guys. You guys can't have that one.
one
That's
lucky
mine.
Legends member is going to get this bad boy, okay? And then for all of our AJC Army regular subscribers, you're going to be entered into the mix for the home kit with Keenan Yildiz on the back, okay? So, hey, love the kid, okay? Relax. Don't go too hard on him just because he, he's having some contract things where all he's asking for is some ambitions. I'm asking for ambitions. So if you want to take it out on somebody, take it out on me, okay? Keenan Yildiz, him and the rest of the entire team need to sort it out and start playing better. All of them, okay? But we love you. We appreciate your support. Thank you. Drop a like on this video. Feel free to clip whatever you need. Share it all. Good luck in the kit giveaways, everybody. And there's plenty more to come. I've got another 12 kits en route, okay? So we got big things planned this season. Juve needs to start living up to their end of the bargain here because I feel like I'm pulling the weight here on keeping the positivity up, okay? I feel like I'm pulling the weight here.
Whoa,
I feel like I'm pulling the weight around here.
No. Nah, we're both pulling the weight. I'm the positivity guy. I'm coming in. We're bringing the positive vibes. You're not the only positive guy around here. Let's get that clear.
I don't know how you're so positive in a hostage scenario here. You want positivity. We got to dress that background up, okay, buddy? Let's go. We're going to get the GoFundMe firing so we can get some memorabilia here. But no, honestly, Cliff, an absolute pleasure. Always fun doing shows with you, okay?
Yes, sir.
We're glad to have you back in the Army, okay? After a couple-year hiatus. Hiatus, But, that's what it is.
Can I just say, being back here has been like just amazing. I just love the community. I love the people. I love doing this show, and I'm so happy to be back. So thank you so much to everybody for just the love and the support, and just showing support to the AJC team. We put on a really good show. Al does an amazing job, so appreciate you guys.
Yeah, Skippy giving me the gears, saying I'm not positive anymore like the last season's, buddy. I can't blow smoke up anybody's ass. Okay, that's the truth. I won't do it. If you want fake, I'm not your guy, man. I'm not your guy. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with saying that. If you want positivity when shit ain't positive around Juve, you got to go find yourself a mascot, man. You got to go find yourself the rainbows and butterflies, the Kool-Aid man. Because I ain't him, man. I'm not going to piss in people's cup and tell them it's apple juice. The reality is, this is not Juve. This ain't Juve. We got to figure it out.
That's a crazy saying to end the show on.
it's the truth though. It's
This
who
is
I am.
true.
I am like 100% what you see is what you get. I don't
Hmm.
lie. I don't like if I don't believe the team played well, and I'm fine with everybody disagreeing with me. If people are like, trust the process, we're gonna get cooking here in no time, whatever. I hope they're right.
Hmm.
That's what I want. I want Juve to
Yeah.
thrive and succeed. But when we do an analytical show about a game, a match, a performance, if it ain't good, I ain't gonna come out here and be like, oh
Yeah.
man, like look at those ratings.
Yeah.
Everybody knows that I feel like Locatelli's unnecessarily hated, but 7.8 rating, I'm like, no chance anybody on our team had a 7.8 in a 1-1
Hmm.
draw against 20th Fiorentina. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I won't do it. Okay? I won't do it. Standards, ambitions, I will always ask for that. That's where I'm at.
Hmm.
These players, coaches, management, all of them prove that you're worthy. We started a hashtag this season. Earn your stripes. Earn your stripes. Plaster that all over the damn building to everybody that walks in. Earn your stripes. Because right now there's a lot of undeserving people, I think, involved with the club. I'll be quite honest. Maybe we blow it all up in the summer and go out in a blaze of glory. Bring back Fagioli Rovella, everybody that was associated with it a couple of years ago, and we'll see how it
I love
goes.
the
No,
positivity.
no, we won't do that. Guys, Juve's got work to do. It's okay to say so. It's okay to say so. Guys, enjoy the rest of your weekend. We didn't get the victory. Couple days, we're going to do it all over again for Bodo Glimt, okay? Pre-game show, watch along for the Champions League match. I'm starting to wonder if I should go to work, but I'm not. I'm going to do the Champions League watch along, and let's get the damn victory. Maybe Spalletti does shake it up. Maybe we see some new faces in there from the start, and maybe we're pleasantly surprised and they put forth a strong performance. I hope so. I like one thing I want to finish on, Spalletti. I appreciate that he's keeping the ambition, and I appreciate that he's stated, I believe I can get way more out of this group and these guys than what we saw today. I'm going to hold you to it, Spalletti, and I'm going to have my fingers crossed, buddy. Good luck and Godspeed. Fino alla fine, Forza Juventus. Ciao tutti.